What if I told you there's a place where exchanging wives is considered a sacred ritual? In Kamchatka, the Ieni people's custom of eternal bonds isn't about pleasure, it's about survival. Let's explore why. We discover a landscape that almost seems alive as we delve deeper into Kamchatka's mysteries. What if I told you that there's always a chance the ground under your feet will explode? How do the Ieni and Kaks people not only survive but prosper in this unstable climate, with over 300 volcanoes dotting the region? Greetings from the land of fire and ice, where everything is shaped by the untamed might of the natural world. Because of its location within the Pacific Ring of Fire, Kamchatka is a geological hotspot. The earth trembles with earthquakes, and majestic volcanoes watch over us like quiet sentinels, ready to erupt at any time. But the peculiar geography of Kamchatka doesn't end there. Nearly 20 distinct climate zones coexist on this isolated peninsula, resulting in a mosaic of varied ecosystems. The scenery, which varies from snow-capped peaks to verdant valleys and from icy tundra to bubbling hot springs, is evidence of how nature can produce beauty even in the face of extremes. Picture yourself feeling the warmth of the earth beneath your feet as you stand at the foot of a volcano. The smell of pine and far-off sea salt fills the crisp, clear air. A herd of reindeer may be seen crossing the steppe gently in the distance. The Ieni and Kaks people have lived in this hard region for many centuries, and this is their world. These native cultures have had to adapt special survival techniques to the harsh circumstances of Kamchatka. Food, clothes, and transportation are provided by the centuries-old practice of reindeer herding. In order to maintain their settlements, the Ieni and Kaks have also developed specialized fishing methods, making use of the region's many rivers and coastal seas. However, physical adaptability alone is not enough to survive in Kamchatka. Native Americans have cultivated a close spiritual bond with their natural surroundings, which informs every aspect of their worldview. For them, the volcanoes are living things deserving of respect and attention, rather than just being insignificant geological features. In Kamchatka, the volcanoes serve as constant reminders of the immense power of nature and are seen as spiritual entities with immense power. Because of this belief system, complex rituals and gifts have been created with the intention of preserving equilibrium with these potent natural forces. Imagine a group of Ieni elders singing and gathering at the foot of a smoldering volcano, offering gifts to placate the spirit of the mountains. Although it may appear peculiar to visitors, this scene is an essential aspect of daily life in Kamchatka. It is an expression of the Aboriginal people's profound regard and knowledge for their natural surroundings. The Etsi, or traditional homes of the Ieni people, are another evidence of their clever adaptation to the difficult environment. These cone-shaped tents, which resemble Inuit igloos in style, offer vital protection from the severe cold that can afflict the area for a large portion of the year. Beyond merely interacting with the natural world, the Ieni have adapted to the difficulties faced by Kamchatka. Indeed, the most contentious of their customs concerns the basic basis of their social organization. How in the world could a community as a whole survive if its wives were traded? Greetings from the realm of the ritual of eternal bonds, an important tradition for the Ieni people's existence that may initially seem surprising. This long-standing tradition, which is ingrained in their cultural background, calls for families to temporarily trade wives. To outsiders, it might seem unusual, but it's a sign of these resilient communities' resourcefulness and flexibility. It is not a contemporary invention that the ritual of eternal bonds is. It's an ancient custom that has developed over many generations in response to the difficult conditions of life in Kamchatka. Imagine, if you will, that daily life is an uphill battle against the elements and supplies are scarce. Strong social ties are not only desirable in such a setting, but necessary for existence. How then does this exercise operate? The duration of the wife trade can range from a few months to an endless period. It facilitates the formation of marital relationships and builds a network of support that transcends individual families. These relationships serve as a lifeline in difficult times, such as sickness or disputes, making sure that no one has to confront hardship alone. However, this custom has advantages that go beyond survival. Within the community, the ritual of eternal bonds promotes trust and emotional stability. It fosters a sense of reciprocal caring and shared responsibility, both of which are essential for overcoming the obstacles presented by their surroundings. In a society where individualism is often the norm, the Ieni have discovered that unity gives them power. It's crucial to remember that this custom isn't exclusive to Kamchatka. Other indigenous people who live in harsh locations have similar rituals. For instance, the Inuit people of the Arctic practice a unique kind of bride trading. They employ this strategy, like the Ieni, to enhance familial bonds and reallocate resources, guaranteeing a more extensive network of support within the community. Consent is a key component of these traditions, both in Kamchatka and among the Inuit. Despite popular belief, these discussions are marked by consensus among all participants. Instead of using force, the emphasis is on fostering social peace and communal togetherness. It's a cultural reaction to the challenges of a hard environment that enables groups to efficiently pool resources and share knowledge. It's crucial to realize, though, that these behaviors aren't constant or universal. For example, there are continuous conversations in Inuit communities over how marriage is changing in relation to individual rights. In the same way, not every Ieni family takes part in the Eternal Bonds ritual. It is open to modification and interpretation by various community members, much like any other cultural practice. The ritual of Eternal Bonds, albeit controversial, has played a crucial role in keeping Kamchatka's communities robust and strong. It's a shining illustration of how human cultures can come up with creative solutions to ensure their survival and prosperity in the face of the most trying situations. Even while these social customs are fascinating, they represent just a small portion of what it takes to survive in Kamchatka. Envision a location where each tree, rock, and windblow conveys a message from a different realm. Welcome to the center of this enigmatic land's spirituality, where everyday life is shaped by age-old customs and shamans traverse between realms. The line separating the material and spiritual realms is blurry in Kamchatka, and the native Ieni and Kaks people have created a complex web of customs and beliefs to help them make sense of this otherworldly terrain. The shamans, strong mediums who connect with spirits, cure the ill, and help their communities navigate the difficulties of living in this hostile environment, are the focal point of their spiritual universe. The use of protective amulets, like the shaman's tooth, is one of the most fascinating characteristics of Kamchatkan shamanism. Usually made of animal teeth, this holy item is said to protect its bearer from bad luck and evil spirits. Imagine an Ieni senior giving a young member of the tribe a treasured shaman's tooth, transmitting not only a material item, but also decades worth of spiritual protection and wisdom. However, Kamchatka's spiritual customs go well beyond amulets and ceremonies. They have a profound impact on every aspect of daily living, ranging from resource management to food preparation. For instance, consider the classic meal stroganina. More than just a food source, this frozen fish delicacy of finely sliced is a symbol of the Ieni and Kaks people's deep connection to the land and its seasonal richness. In addition to the production of stroganina, rituals of appreciation are frequently performed, honoring the land and the spirits of the animals that support the community. This practice helps to transmit ecological knowledge from one generation to the next, while also strengthening social ties. It is evidence of the close relationship between spiritual beliefs and survival techniques in Kamchatka, which results in a well-rounded way of living in this harsh climate. The idea of animism, which holds that all of nature, from the largest volcano to the smallest pebble, is imbued with spiritual presence, is the foundation of Kamchatkan spirituality. The Ieni and Kaks have lived in Kamchatka for many generations because of their sustainable lifestyles and strong regard for the environment. which are promoted by this worldview. Envision exploring a Kamchatkan woodland accompanied by an Ieni guide. It may look like nothing more than a group of trees and rocks to your sight. However, your guide believes that every feature of the terrain has spiritual importance and is alive with meaning. An oddly shaped tree could be seen as a message from the ancestors, while a certain arrangement of stones could point to the presence of a nature spirit. This is not an exclusively Kamchatka viewpoint. Similar beliefs are held by many indigenous societies worldwide, ranging from the Australian Aboriginal Dreamtime to the nature spirits believed by tribes in the Amazon. These similarities point to a common human desire to find purpose and a connection to the natural world, particularly in settings where a thorough knowledge of the cycles of the natural world is essential for survival. Spiritual practices have two purposes in Kamchatka. They serve as a potent tool for maintaining cultural identity, in addition to offering consolation and direction in a hostile and unpredictably changing environment. The spiritual traditions of the Ieni and Kaks people serve as an anchor, keeping them linked to their origins and to the place they call home, in a world where globalization threatens to homogenize cultures. These customs and beliefs are dynamic, ever-evolving traditions that keep up with the times rather than stagnant artifacts from the past. Shamans from Kamchatka may apply their traditional wisdom to tackle contemporary problems like mental health disorders brought on by swift social transformations or environmental preservation.